Today, recording this from Lagos, Nigeria, I want to talk about how a service can become a huge success in the market because it fits perfectly within the country's culture and context. Hi, I'm Chi Tan. I help businesses navigate cultural nuances for global growth. The example I'm using today to show that adapting to local contexts is essential for global business success is M-Pesa in Kenya. If you haven't heard of M-Pesa already, it's a mobile payment system that's become massively successful in Kenya, a country of over 55 million people. To give you an idea of how big M-Pesa is, 91% of the Kenyan population, which is equivalent to 51 million people, use M-Pesa in Kenya. That's incredible on its own. But here's another figure. In 2023, 59% of Kenya's entire GDP flows through M-Pesa, with around 20 billion transactions. That's incredible, isn't it? When I was in Kenya a few years back, I could see M-Pesa was everywhere. Every street corner had a M-Pesa shop, a stall, or a kiosk with agents who function like a mini ATMs and banks. And Safaricom, Kenya's main mobile provider, introduced M-Pesa in 2007, and it took off fast after that. Here's a fun fact. M actually stands for mobile, and Pesa is Swahili for money. In just the first few months after the launch, over 20,000 people signed up for M-Pesa. Now, what made M-Pesa so successful? At its core, it's a simple system. Kenyans didn't need a fancy smartphones or high-speed internet. They can send money or pay for things with just the basic phone with a simple text message and a PIN. Even an old Nike Nokia phone could handle that. But what truly made it click with the Kenyan population were several key factors, deeply tied to its specific culture and environment. First, when it launched back in 2007, more than 70% of Kenyan households actually were unbanked. It means they didn't have access to traditional banking services due to poverty and limited access to banks and ATMs. M-Pesa filled that gap perfectly. Suddenly, people could send money or receive money without needing a bank account or access to traditional banking infrastructure. Plus, mobile phones were already widely used in Kenya then, and Safaricom, the mobile network company behind M-Pesa, had an 84% market share at the time. That means M-Pesa had a huge audience and it scaled quickly thanks to Safaricom's strong presence in Kenya. Another key factor, Kenya is a collectivist society. So strong community ties means that supporting family members is very, very important. Many Kenyans actually work in cities needed to send money back to their family, their friends or relatives in rural areas. Before M-Pesa, Kenyans had difficulties in sending or receiving money. They had to rely on couriers or travel long distances, both expensive and risky. M-Pesa addressed this challenge perfectly by allowing fast, easy, and safe transfer to deposit and to receive money solely via their basic mobile devices. Then there's the issues of safety. Without access to banks, people had to carry cash, which left them very vulnerable to theft. M-Pesa's cashless payment system reduced that risk, decreasing the chances of Kenyans being robbed, and it even helped curb corruption and small-time bribes. One of the other major reasons that led to M-Pesa's success is the regulatory environment in Kenya. The Kenyan government created a flexible regulatory environment, allowing Safaricom to operate payment services without heavy regulations. They also allow Safaricom to offer licensed agents to handle basic banking services. The regulator also agreed that these mobile money agents needed only limited requirements to enter the business, making M-Pesa accessible even in rural areas. These factors combined made M-Pesa a success. It's not by chance, but because it perfectly fits Kenya's specific needs. It addressed their unique challenges and was designed to work with local environment, infrastructures, and culture. It fits into their ecosystem. It was tailored to meet the specific needs of the Kenyan populations. But here's the key takeaway. Trying to replicate exactly the same solutions in other countries without considering their unique context doesn't always work. What worked so well in Kenya might not work in markets with different setups, different problems, and cultural expectations. This is why it is so important for businesses to prioritize understanding the cultural and also contextual nuances of each market they entered. It's not just about copying and pasting what works in one place to another. What works in Kenya may not work in other countries without adapting to the local context. Over the years, M-Pesa and other companies have tried to replicate that success in other parts of Africa or Asia, but it has been challenging. As an article on Vox pointed out, M-Pesa was exactly what Kenya needed, and it took off there. But no two countries are the same, and convincing an entire society to adopt a new way of doing financial transactions isn't an easy thing. M-Pesa's seemingly magical success wasn't just about the technology, it was about the right solution at the right time with the right decisions from the government. I hope this example gave you some food of thought. If you have got any questions or there's something specific you would like me to cover or answer, drop me a comment below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon.